Hello everyone and welcome to Claret and Booze. My name's Nick and this is my daily ramble. Sorry it's a late one, it's been a busy day, busy old day. If you are new to the channel, if you are new around here, please subscribe. And as always, please whack a like on the like button for us because it does really help us. Happy Monday, good news, good news. I'm sure you've all seen already, it's been broken everywhere, that Edson Alvarez is set to sign for West Ham. He hasn't signed yet. He's on his way to do a medical. Deal's agreed in principle, 32 million, I think it is. Everyone's got hold of it now. Jacob Steinberg as well. It was broken by Romano earlier on. Well, actually, broken by yours truly on the old Friday night show, wasn't it? But not really. We've been linked with this guy for ages. We've been talking about him for about 6 weeks. So we kind of knew something was going to happen. We knew we needed a central defensive midfielder. And we've gone and got ourselves, by the looks of it, because this, usually Romano's bang on when he does that let's go tweet. But as with Carlos Borges, you've got to be careful. So let's hope he don't get intercepted at the airport because we do know that he's flying over, but it looks like it could be done. 32 million. I'll say it again. What a snip. What a snip. 25 years old, Mexican international. He's won tons in his career already for Ajax and throughout his club career. Honestly, he's a very, very good player. Proper number 6. An absolute monster of a player. He's only about 6 foot. He's not the biggest in the world, but he's one of the most aggressive. His positioning's really good. He's quite mobile. He's not rapid. He's not slow. He can carry the ball as well. Although that isn't his game. I would say he's better defensively than Deck. I would. That's going to be my... Obviously, we don't know until we see him in the Premier League, but I think what we've lost with Deck in terms of cover defensively, we've more than replaced that with Alvarez. But this guy has got a lot to his game. He's got a good passing range. He ranks in the top 5 midfielders in the top 5 leagues. Now, is it the top 5% in the top 5 leagues for the majority of the stats out there? Passing stats, pressing, all that sort of thing. He presses aggressively. He's got a really good. He's a really good goal threat as well. Even though he's not the biggest, he really does attack crosses and set pieces aggressively, Dawson-esque. Throws his whole body on the line to get a goal. He can also crack goals in as well. He's quite deadly in front of goal. He's scored some worldies from outside the box with both feet, right and left foot. Very, very good player. Exciting. We don't know. We could have just gone and got ourselves an upgrade, but we don't know until we see Declan Rice. Because look, we know Declan Rice was a great player, but I think we'll all agree, as West Ham fans, when we do get someone good, we do have a tendency of blowing things out of all proportion. I do feel like we might have done that with Deck a little bit. He is a good player. I'm not playing it down, but we've all seen him play for Arsenal now. Doesn't look amazing, does he? Just looks like an average midfielder. I think this guy is going to be superb for us. Exactly what we want and what we need. So yeah, brilliant start. The start is come too late, but nonetheless, it looks like we've got going. So I expect to have that deal done and the player announced tomorrow or Wednesday. It takes us ages to do anything, doesn't it? But it looks like it's done. So that's good. So that's one player done. We know that they're working on a deal for 2 central midfielders. We know that much. But whether or not that's going to be another first team central midfielder or not, I don't know. Because I kind of had my heart set, and I still have my heart set, on a midfield 3 of Fofana, Alvarez and Paqueta. That is a top class central midfield. That will, that's got the strength, the fight, the craft to take on any midfield in the Premier League. I believe that. But I don't think that we're going to get it. People are saying it's because it's too rich. It can't be too rich. We've only paid 32 million for Alvarez. Fofana's only going to be between 30, maximum 40 million. That's all he's going to be. So you imagine you sold Declan Rice for 100 and you've gone and replaced him with 2 top-class central midfielders for 70 million. How can that be too rich? It just makes perfect sense to me. I still think there's something in it. This is the thing. It's being reported out there that it was either Alvarez or Fofana. I don't buy it because they're 2 different players. They're 2 completely different players. Alvarez is a number 6. Fofana is a box-to-box. They don't do the same job. Fofana can do. He kind of progressed from the CDM role and he's now more an explosive box-to-box. But Yeah, I don't see it. I think we're gonna go for both. That was the information that I got anyway. And I'm not seeing Fofana linked anywhere else at the moment. And just because it's gone quiet, don't forget this went quiet on Alvarez. We'd forgotten all about it, really. You know, it was mentioned weeks ago, and then all of a sudden, bang, we're in for him. It's almost done. You're like, wow. This happened. It's not uncommon. It happened in the summer as well, just gone. So we do have a habit of doing this, just throwing signings out of nowhere. I'm expecting that to happen now. Now we're actually doing business. You know, we'll literally take it seriously. We'll get deals done. I do think, and I hope, and I pray that it's going to be Fofana. The one thing that makes me think that we might not is because I'm not going to tell you who, but I've heard that somebody has signed a new contract. All right, I can't tell you who, basically, but I'm sure you can guess, which could throw the cat amongst the pigeons as far as that's concerned in central midfield. Hope it's not true, but I think it is. I've just been told that the club are holding it back for some reason. I don't know why. But look, so again, that might all depend as well on whether or not David Moyes stays or whether he goes. There's rumours flying about at the moment. Not that I buy them, but I'm sure we've all had them. It's been spreading like wildfire on Twitter, in DMs and everything else, that David Moyes is going to be replaced on Wednesday. You know, apparently that's what's happening. Could it be true? I don't know. It could be. You know, I want to believe it, but we've been down this path before. This has happened. I've had that same message 1,000 times before throughout the last 18 months, you know, where David Moyes is gone. He's almost gone. My heart, you know, says yes. My head says no. I don't see him doing it. I really want to believe it. It would be amazing if they did. We know that there is no love lost between Steiten and Moyes, so I don't quite know how Sullivan would expect this to work moving on. There's still no coaching staff either. We can't go into a season without coaching staff. It's crazy. I know we've got Nolan and McKinley, but come on. There might be something in it. I don't know. This is a big week for West Ham. But yeah, that is the rumour. If you haven't heard it, the rumour is that David Moyes is going to go on Wednesday. I don't know. We'll find out. I mean, the odds have dropped, but that happens when people start lumping loads of money on it as well. And like I say, this rumour it's gone wild. So I've had the same message from 7 different people on Twitter. So yeah, look, I don't know. I'm not saying it's a lie. I'm not. Apparently, it's come from a very good source. I just don't know. But yeah, this is a step in the right direction, though. Irrespective of manager, we needed to get a central defensive midfielder in, and not one of David Moyes' picks. And we've gone out and we've got 25-year-old Edson Alvarez, who, in my opinion, is a better player than Polina, who would have cost twice as much and was 3 years older. This is why we've gone and got Tim Steiten in. That's why, because this is what he does. You know, absolute no-brainer. Really, really pleased with it. Really anxious and nervous. Got loads of nervous, excited energy for this week because I don't quite know what's going to happen. Like I've just told you some of the rumours. You know, we have been a bit of a soap opera. It hasn't finished yet. There's going to be more issues and, you know, curveballs. I'm sure there is thrown at us this week before the season kicks off. So I'm excited now. Now we're getting towards kick-off. I'm dreading it. I'm dreading Bournemouth. Even if we've got Alvarez, I'm still dreading it because we need more than him, even though he's a bloody good player. You know, I looked at the squad earlier on. I won't put the graphic up because it's just depressing. But it doesn't look great at the moment. It doesn't. With the amount of players that we've got in the squad, I think there's only about 18 players, 19 players. That's with Mabama, and that's with Cresswell, who's supposed to be going. Antonio, who's getting old and wants to go. Ogbonna, old and injury prone. You've got Zuma, who's injury prone. You've got Cornet, who's injury prone. You've got Aguirre, who likes an injury as well. There's quite a few of them. Johnson, who's really suspect. We don't know whether or not he's got a future here. You know, we just don't know. Kehrer, there's question marks over what do we do with him? Is he a centre back, a right back? Well, I don't know. Does he fit? Downs is another one, and Souček, because he just can't play football. But yeah, unfortunately. So it doesn't look good on paper at the moment. It doesn't. When you strip away Skamakaru, we know he's just left and he's joined Atalanta. I will wish him well. I will because, yeah, I will. I've got no animosity against him. I think he was brought into the club under false pretenses. We've made him look shit. He wasn't delivered what he was promised, and he's got out. Fair enough. He's gone back home. Don't care. It's up to you. Good luck, Skamaka. It's a shame. I wish he'd have stayed. Didn't really have him here long enough to get connected to him. So, and likewise, he weren't here long enough or didn't do enough to develop a connection the other way with the fans as well, which you would have, mate. You would have. If you'd have stayed here for another season, you'd have banged some goals in, you'd have fallen in love with us as well. It's what happens. It's what happens. But it wasn't meant to be. So, like I say, when you look at this on paper, it's not looking great at the moment. So, Skamaka's gone, Rice is gone, Lanzini's gone. It's looking like Cresswell's going to go, whether you like Cresswell or not. He's a technical player, very good player. Yeah, I don't really know. I mean, with what we've got at the moment, with Alvarez, I was saying this earlier on. So, if we were to set up at the moment, just say you're going to go for the 4-2-3-1, I would like to think that David Moyes will feel comfortable if he's got Alvarez in the team because he's a defensive beast. So you could have, I don't know whether he will because he played a 4-2-3-1, which was basically two defensive-minded midfielders. What I think that he should do is flip that. So you're playing, I don't know what you'd call it, but a 4-1-2. Do you know what I mean? Just flip the triangle in the middle. So rather than having two defenders at the two defensive midfielders at the base, you switch that with one, and you have two box-to-box players. So I would have the same formation, but I'd have one CDM sitting in front of that back four in Alvarez as the 6, and then I would have Paqueta and Fornals. With what we've got at the moment, Paqueta and Fornals as two box-to-box number 8s linking up. They're both going to be on the same wavelength. You know, you've got the likes of Bowen, you've got the likes of Benny, wide left, and at the moment it's going to have to be Antonio because we've got no other option. We've got no other option at the minute. Whether or not they're going to push for a striker, I don't know. I hope they are, but I wouldn't hold my breath. With the way that we're playing at the moment, I think we saw the other day against Leverkusen, it's not from Obama. If David Moyes, heaven forbid, does stay and we continue playing Moyes ball, I think we're better off sending Obama out on loan because this season could kill him. He's not going to be good enough to do or built to do what Antonio does. There's very few players that can do that. When David Moyes sits 10 players behind the ball and you're just left, you leave that player up there on his own, pressing on his own. It's a thankless task. I don't wish it on him, to be honest. So I think if David Moyes stays, it probably would be better for Mabama to skip this year, go out on loan, come back when David Moyes is gone. He'll have more chance. He'll have more chance of succeeding anyway. I'm not saying he won't get game time, but that's no good doing what we did there in that first half against Leverkusen. I don't think I swear he didn't touch the ball. And that ain't his fault. That ain't because he's crap. That ain't because he ain't got no presence or no ability. We couldn't hold on to the ball. We couldn't get anything going. And that's kind of how we know it will be. Whether or not we can be stronger and we can be more effective with set plays and stuff like that, I just don't know. I'm sending myself to sleep talking about it. Probably, I think that's going to be our main focus. It's going to be set pieces. Well, we know that. But I'm hoping, crossing my fingers, that something magical is going to happen this week. I am. I haven't got any inside information, concrete evidence to back up the fact that David Moyes is going this week. I haven't. All I've got are rumours. Rumours that he's going. And common sense tells me that he should go, but that's been the case for a very long time. Common sense says to me, if I'm David Sullivan at the moment with the evidence stacked up against David Moyes, it's a no-brainer that we'll be better off if he goes and we get someone else in now rather than waiting 6 games into the season. It just doesn't make any sense to hold this up. We haven't given him his players. Alvarez isn't a Moyes player. We know that David Moyes gets funny when he don't get his own way. So you're already rubbing him up the wrong way, a very stubborn, vindictive man, by giving him players that he hasn't picked. If this is the tact that we're going to take and we're going to start ignoring his targets, which I want, by the way, and bringing in Tim Steitens, Moyes has got to go. He's got to go. He won't be able to cope in that situation. His ego won't allow it. It won't allow it. So, yeah, because he won us our first trophy in 43 years. Don't you forget. All right? Don't you forget that. But look, anyway, good day. Another good day. We had a good night on Friday. We had a great night last night on the history tour. If you haven't seen it, now look, I'm not a history buff. We went back to the Thames Ironworks. We did a walk around tour with Nigel Khan and we videoed it, and it's a year-old video now. We just didn't do anything with the footage. But we basically put a few clips up. We talk about it. We go through a QA. Nigel's knowledge is amazing, and he tells the story so well. We've got such rich, amazing history at this club. We have. So I promise you, if you watch it, you won't regret it. Like I say, I'm not typically a history buff either, but there's gonna, even if you think you know it all, there's gonna be stuff in that video where you you won't know some of the stuff that Nigel uncovers. He's absolutely outstanding. I'm in awe of his knowledge, to be quite honest, and I feel grateful that he did that for us. So yeah, give that a watch. Do yourself a favour. That is one to watch, I would say. On Wednesday night, I'm doing a two-hammer show with none other than Chris Akabusi. I've got Chris Akabusi coming on, which I'm looking forward to. That's going to be good. I have met Chris before. I met Chris at a Stop Hammer Time live podcast event down in London Bridge. So I met him there along with George Paris and a few other people. But yeah, he's an absolutely lovely guy. You know, bundle of energy. So I can't wait. Really influential character. I feel privileged that he's offered to come on the show. You know, really, really privileged. I think that's going to be a good one. So that's on Wednesday night. And yeah, then we'll probably do a warm-up show before the weekend. Hopefully there'll be a few transfer shows in between as well. You know, that'd be good, wouldn't it? That'd be good. But yeah, look, it's all looking a little bit more positive at the minute. I'm a little bit happier. We are where we are. We've left it too late as always, but players are going to come in now. We know that. So we're going to get our players in, you know. Hopefully we'll be able to do something against Bournemouth, but might have to look beyond that game now just because of the circumstances. But yeah, so look, if you enjoyed the video, please drop a like on it because it does really help us. And as always, if you're new around here, please subscribe. Okay? Right, that's it from me. Come on, you irons.